Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Shrogs, and the new content came out yesterday. It's really fun, one of the best updates yet in my opinion, and I haven't even explored everything yet, but today we're going to be learning about the new Merchant Alliance Voyage. The new Voyage is a great way to make a lot of gold, and it's going to be boosting that Merchant Alliance rep really fast. It's crazy how fast it's going up right now. It's probably going to get patched and nerfed. But let's just go ahead and take a look at the best way to do this Voyage, as well as some tips and tricks, how to find that sunken ship, and lastly, how to get that dang captain's key, because that thing can be really tricky to find sometimes. So to start the mission, you're going to want to go to the Merchant Alliance person at any outpost to pick up the Voyage. It's going to be this new one here that we haven't seen before, and of course you can buy this from the lady at the inn as well, from the black market, but do not get this one. I've done it multiple times and the loot tables on it are terrible. You get a fraction of the loot you do as compared to the lady from the Merchant Alliance. Once it's been voted on, you're gonna get a new quest item in your inventory. If you pull it up, you'll have a map of a trade route that a ship has gone on. It's gonna give you the name of the ship, where it started from, and where it was going. There's also a bunch of grayed out islands. You can check the map table to figure out what islands these are, but that's also not necessary. You can just use them as reference points as you're sailing through the trade route. It might be helpful to plot everything on the map table. That way you know exactly where you're going. Once you start sailing along, you're going to want to keep your eyes out for birds in the sky. These could mean one of two things. It can be a shipwreck, whether it be the one that you're searching for, or just a random one in the water. Or it can also be barrels of loot. In these barrels of loot, you're going to get supplies as usual, like you normally would if you weren't doing this voyage, but you can also get a clue to where you need to go next. Keep your eye out for a blue shining light. This can potentially be the captain's key, and will lead to a large amount of loot once you do find the sunken vessel if you have this key. There's no guarantee that you're going to find the key at each point, so just take your clue, read it, and move on to the next area. The clues are going to have you going between different various points that were along the ship's original trade route, whether it be different points in the water or different points on the islands. Every time you get to a new area, just keep looking for that key if you haven't found it yet. It should be within the piles of loot. Eventually, those clues are going to lead you to the shipwreck. You're going to want to find the captain of the ship, who's going to be somewhere on the ship, either on the inside or on the top deck, and you're going to get the manifest, which is going to complete your voyage. Now, all you have left to do is sell the manifest and any other additional loot that you gathered along your route. This voyage is a lot of fun and one of my favorites, so make sure you enjoy yourself out there playing the Sea of Thieves. Alright guys, I just want to share a couple tips and tricks that I came up with these voyages. So, the first one is make sure you get that voyage from the lady at the Merchant Alliance. If you do the one from the tavern, you're not going to get as much loot. Trust me on that one. My second tip for you guys is that you don't need to get every single clue to complete the voyage. You can go and get lucky and find the shipwreck right away. The only downside to this is then you have less of a chance of finding that key, because you're going to find those at the different spots where the clues are. Tip number 3, since you don't need all those clues, I found the most efficient way to get through this and make the most money in the shortest amount of time is to not stop at any islands. Just go through the path that the merchant had gone through from start to finish and simply stop at all the spots where you see birds in the sky. This is going to take you to piles of loot with a chance of it being the shipwreck and a chance of it being the key. If you found the shipwreck before finding the key, who cares? You're going to get about 10,000 gold for turning in that manifest if you're a level 5 emissary flag. That is an insane amount of gold whether you have the key for the ship or not. As soon as you're done with that, put on another quest and go ahead and do it again. You're going to be making insane amount of gold doing this just from turning in those manifests and from collecting the loot at the different piles of barrels in the water. If you want to be thorough, you can go to the islands. It's just going to take longer, but on the upside, you will get a little bit more loot. But you guys can play this game however you want. These are just my suggestions and tips. One last tip for you guys that I just thought of is all the loot floats as soon as you let go of it. So if you do get that captain's key and you have to haul all that loot out, simply just swim it outside of that main room and let go. It'll just float to the top. Alright guys, that's all I got for you, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that like if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I'm going to keep making Sea of Thieves content for you guys. Remember, I am doing a Plunder Pass giveaway, so make sure you check out the description and watch that other video to get a chance to win. And guys, I do have a Discord server now. Links in the description. This is going to make it so much easier to play with you guys because it's very difficult to communicate over YouTube Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys. So I will see you in the next video, and until then, take care.